Hello everyone and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto YouTube Charts video. I am No FOMO Charts. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2025. It's about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the USA. Welcome everyone. This is a trading and investing YouTube Charts video here on YouTube. Let's start with stocks, upcoming earnings releases. We have Ford, HIMS, Realty Income, AMD, Tempest AI, Disney, Uber, AMC, Zillow, ConocoPhillips, Coinbase, and SoundHound AI. Upcoming economic data, we have services PMI, the big federal funds interest rate, FOMC statement, FOMC press conference, unemployment claims. For news, USA stock market earnings season continues. The data from last week, the core PCE inflation data was mostly flat, and we had some good increased retail sales data. The earnings season for the big four tech companies were mostly good, and thus the stock market rallied. Also, potential trade deal or reduction in tariffs between USA and China, maybe. So all of that combined, we had two gap ups in the market. SPY, S&P 500, we're still in this, now we're in an uptrend. So that's why the massive tariff fear on Monday, April 7, 8, and 9, I'm going to say. We recovered from that, rejected down from the 20 EMA, but held this higher low on potential trade deal talks. This turned into a Morningstar triple candle pattern, and we've rallied all the way back to the 200 EMA, all the way back to the 100 EMA. Isn't that amazing? Same thing with Bitcoin as well. So never say never when it comes to the stock market. Bulls, traders, if they're long biased, they need dips. They need dips to actually buy something in this market. So it's just a lesson for everybody. Remember COVID, that COVID crash, and then the government stepped in to give us stimulus checks and provide stability with the economy. In this case, we had tariff sell-off, trade deals not happening until the bottom here in this zone. And then the 90-day tariff pause was the main impetus. So let's just remember, in times of massive panic and fear, it's probably a good lesson to just buy some stocks and crypto. When there's massive panic and fear, like this huge 3-day gap down, that was massive panic and fear. And that was actually the low of this year. So where are we now? S&P 500, we're in this uptrend right now. Higher high, higher low, higher high. This could have been interpreted as a higher low on this day on Wednesday, April 30th at about 542. So we're at the resistance of 571, holding 560 support and holding 552 as well. Next resistance up could be 584. Look at these pivots. It's a pivot point. So just in case we happen to pull back in the future, this could be one of our pivot supports, 536. Let's go to Nasdaq. QQQ, the same pattern happened, crash, higher low, follow through to the higher high side price. Now we've reclaimed all moving averages. Support above 475, resistance 499, a big support down here at 452. The volume is not extremely high, however. So this is news-based and traders-based. Now, what I want to point out to people is it's good news that we're rallying. Yes, very good. But on the technical charts, it's a little bit overextended right now. It's not the bottom of any market. It's not the top of any market. I'm just saying, relative at this point in time, in terms of volatility, it's a little bit overextended, not quite. If we gap up to 501 next week, this upcoming week, then it's going to get a little extended. Just saying, I'm looking for more of a pullback. That's what I'm looking for personally. I've been trading a lot, having a lot of success doing that. And it's been going great for me. But if we're looking at a weekly, it's not anywhere near the top. We're stuck in the middle of the range. Same thing with SPY. stuck in the middle of the range. We retraced half of the way. So it's all up to earnings and data. Let's go to Dow Jones. DIA, same deal, except we had more of a symmetrical triangle. Dow Jones lagging behind a little bit behind the tech names. Very similar. We have resistance under 415, support at 409, higher low, higher high pattern. Where's our next higher low? If we happen to crash, it could pull us back to 400. No problem. No problem. We can still get out of this zone. The weekly is not anywhere near overextended. So we bounced off that bottom low and the momentum is in progress, the bullish momentum. So we're looking at the breakout, this trend line here that I'm moving around. Very good. IWM, similar. We were in this rising wedge pattern. Longer term downtrend is actually still on, but it looks like an uptrend reversal to me. This higher trend line has been broken. So that's where the breakout exactly happened on the last week of April. We did have a gap up. RSI is not anywhere near overbought. We're in the middle of this move. DMI up cross as well. Interesting linear regression on there. But what was the setup? There was lower low and then a higher high in a lot of oscillators. DMI, squeeze. MACD was a little bit hard to see, but a double bottom on the RSI, double bottom on the stochastic RSI as well. I do not use all of these at the same time, just showing them because it's visually easier to see that. So everything's in progress right now. Just watch out for news and earnings. That is the problem. Let's shorten today's video. Let's go to crypto. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like this video, learn something, go and click subscribe, hit that like button. I want to point out for crypto, remember that the setup on crypto was this capitulation fear, tariff sell-off, tariff mega sell-off fear. We have a lower low in the price on all our oscillators. What are we seeing? Higher highs in the squeeze, the yellow mountains, higher highs in the MACD, higher highs in the RSI, double bottom on stochastic RSI. And on this green line, the DMI is hard to see, but higher highs as well. So there's multiple indicators. Bollinger Band was outside of the lower Bollinger Band, a potential reversal. Linear regression was also outside of the linear regression zone. And where are the targets? The EMAs as well. And then remember I was saying, it's a little suspicious, Bitcoin going sideways here under the 200 EMA, potential upside down head and shoulders. That actually came true because tech stocks survived. So it's another lesson. Do not give up. Let us not give up on Bitcoin. Even if there's tariffs, we have to just remember, if I'm honest with myself, just turn off all the charts of the news and think to myself, was Bitcoin destroyed? No. So then the value of Bitcoin doesn't need to go down as much as we feared in April. So I love Bitcoin. I love crypto because the reversals can be so powerful. And as a long bull, that's exactly the setup that we look for. So the next zone we need to be watching out for is we're getting close to the top side of that 100-day linear regression. So if it gaps up anymore, we might see a bit of a pullback. We're above all the EMAs. Beautiful. It's wonderful to see consolidating right now. And the next pivot support resistance, the next pivot resistance is 3.1 trillion and 3.38 trillion on total. 2.75 is the pullback spot. If we happen to pull back, let's try to defend that spot. Volume is not that high right now. Let's look at actual Bitcoin. Bitcoin still flagging right now. It's looking a little bit intraday overbought. Like on at one point in an hourly and a 4-hour, it was overbought on Friday, which was yesterday for me. So it's going sideways right now. Pivot points really work because you can see it was resting above that pivot point and we had the good earnings. But if we cannot sustain up here and continue to rally to 100K or 102K, which is really large numbers for Bitcoin. Or if we had a coin split, it would actually just be more like 98 or 100. But if we pull back, I'm looking for 88,000. Remember, when too many longs are in this market, we could have a pullback, but it's Bitcoin, so it doesn't always happen like that. We could just blast off to the next resistance. So the resistance are 100, 101K, 93, 90, and 88K. Ethereum, I like Ethereum because it's cheaper. Although Solana is more popular right now. But if we look at this longer term Ethereum chart, very long 4 years trend lines here in the yellow and the blue. It just bounced off that bottom support level. So I like Ethereum. There's potentially, if there's something really good in terms of developments for Ethereum, it could go 10, 20, maybe 40% in 6 to 12 months if Bitcoin continues to rally. I like the fact that we bounced off that low and it's cheaper. It's 52% off Ethereum. I like that. Everybody likes that. XRP, however, did not rally, even though there was this upside down head and shoulders. It's still possible. It's holding above the neckline here. Just be careful. There is an intraday head and shoulders. So the bullish news of XRP Ripple hasn't really exploded to the upside yet. So if this happens to break down below the support line, watch out for 205, 190, and 175 support levels. Resistances are pretty easy to see, 230 and 250 as well. Solana, currently consolidating its wonderful gains. It had from the bottom to the top, it had a 50% gain with a 6% pullback right now. So once things go that high, like I'm saying, sometimes it likes to just go sideways, the price, or come down. If it comes down again to 126, 125, which historically has been a very strong support level, I might buy. Remember, $100 was a great value because Solana used to be almost $300, so that's a lot of discount. Specifically, it was 60% off Solana. Just watch out. If there's double top, it's the weekend right now. It is the weekend, so that's why I'm not giving credence to too much of this resistance and support that I'm seeing, because I need to see what happens on Sunday night and Monday morning. But if we could pull back, that would be healthy. Let's do one more. Doge. See, if Bitcoin consolidates, then a lot of altcoins consolidate in Solana as well. So we just need to watch out for that. On a weekly, I'm still hopeful. It's going to take a longer time. If you look at this weekly chart, it's absolutely beautiful. It could be more like a really long-term, it's not perfect, cup and handle, but it's the retracement on Doge on a weekly chart is still amazing. 60% off Doge. We can go 40, 50% in a year. Let's fast forward to SHIB. This is what I'm excited about. Shiba Inu. I mean, look at this. Check out this support level down here. It's right double bottomed off of that weekly. It might pull back again to make an upside down head and shoulders, but I'm still bullish on SHIB. Excuse me. I'm bullish on SHIB still because I like the fact that it crashed so much, holding a 2 years long trend line. I like this setup. Even just bouncing to the weekly 618 from where we are right now could go 25% up, but it looks like it might go down 15%. So until you see something like this, a huge double bottom, upside down head and shoulders, that's when the traders get really excited. Okay, let me end by showing some SPY day trading I did. I don't always trade, and last Wednesday with GDP and the PCE inflation, that was such a crowded day. It's just a reminder, we don't always have to be trading every single day. I guess there's some kind of holiday somewhere. But essentially, still looking at that day, which I still traded, we had the flash crash overnight. We had SMCI negative 17% bad earnings. We had mixed earnings from Tesla last week. But the SMCI and NVIDIA crash and then some tariff problems. We had a sell-off that morning. So the first 30 minutes I decided, this is April 30th, 2025, 6:30 or 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we had a rejection below the EMA. So that's why I said I'm not going to touch that. It was a beautiful negative 1%. But I ended up catching this bottom side of the long, and it was a wonderful long. There were two longs in there. And I just want to point out, sometimes when you get a setup, sometimes we capitulate crash, but the reversal here was the 7 o'clock news of the core PCE inflation data, retail sales, and some pre-existing home sale data, which was all basically either flat or good. And we had RSI oversold. We had a DMI oversold. We had a MACD red histogram here. Bullish divergence. We had a bullish engulfing candle on this blue circle with follow through on large volume. Always long. I was long. Played the VWAP. Sold some here. Sold the rest here. This was really choppy, but still shorted here. I went long here. Got kicked out of my trade here. And then this was kind of interesting. It's kind of, someone went really excited about earnings here at the earnings play at the end. But still, I'm just saying, if this looks scary on a 5-minute, 15 chart, it's actually a dip on an hourly chart or a 15-minute chart. It's just, I'm trying to show the example here. It does not always work though. Does not always work. Sometimes you just keep crashing all day long, right? So that's why the stop loss is incredibly important with risk management, 1% of capital only. If I don't stick to that rule, then my P&L and my system strategy gets all messed up, right? I have to stick to the same 1% rule with at least a 2-to-1, right? In this case, it was actually like 6-to-1, which is beautiful play. I think this was somebody's algorithm or a group of pro traders. It felt like an algorithm because there was no red candles for like an hour. It's really interesting. All right, everybody, just want to point that out. And remember, bar replay trading is the best replay trading on TradingView as well at night. And in the daytime, there's the actual paper trading that someone could turn on here. Also, interesting news, Coinbase, crypto exchange, has now partnered up with TradingView, and we can now connect our APIs from TradingView. We could connect our charts to Coinbase and actually trade that way. So thank you so much, TradingView. It's great to see that. And happy trading, everyone. Hope you have a nice week. Remember, risk management strategy. And we don't have to play every single candle every day on the charts. It's all that strategy. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a nice weekend and week. See you next time.